South Korea's NIS has reported a seismic shift in North Korean leadership, the ouster of dictator Kim Jong-un's uncle Jang Song-thaek. The ruling and main opposition parties have come to an agreement to normalize parliamentary operations. And the holidays are around the corner. Individual donations to charity are on the rise, but corporate donations are slowing down. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Wednesday, December 4th. I'm Luke Clary. South Korea's National Intelligence Service has reported the ouster of dictator Kim Jong-un's uncle, Jang Song-thaek, who had served in high-ranking positions in the Defense Committee and Workers' Party.
The National Intelligence Service reported that two close aides of Kim Jong-un's uncle, Jang Song-thaek, were publicly executed on grounds of corruption last month. The NIS believes that it is very possible that Jang has already been ousted from power. The NIS reported to the National Assembly that the regime publicized the news of public executions to quell any internal unrest.
12월 1일자 노동 신문에서 김정은 유일 영도 체제를 철저히 세우며 세상 끝까지 김정은과 운명을 함께 할 것을 촉구하는 기사를 내보낸 것도 이와 관련된 것으로 보입니다.
According to the NIS, what happened to Jang's wife and Kim's aunt, Kim Kyung-hee, are still unknown.
김경희가 그래도 남편을 위해서 실각까지 시켜서 되겠는가라는 조언을 한 것으로 알고 있다. 그러나 그것이 받아들여지지 않았다라는 거죠.
The NIS said North Korea is taking follow-up measures on Jang's organization and associates, but it is difficult to make any solid judgment on the extent of the purge. However, the Workers' Party Administrative Department, which was headed by Jang, is likely to become powerless or even disbanded altogether.
The ruling Saenuri Party and main opposition Democratic Party have come to an agreement to normalize parliamentary operations. They'll tackle NIS reform and the tricky budget issue.
After 3 rounds of relay talks, the leadership of rival parties have agreed to a set of measures to normalize parliamentary operations. First, they agreed to form a special committee in Parliament aimed at boosting the political neutrality of the National Intelligence Service and other agencies. This was a call long demanded by the Democratic Party. The special committee will consist of the same number of members from each party, with a DP member heading it. The special committee will immediately work on a bill on reforming the NIS, aiming to pass it this month.
국정원 개혁특위의 회의는 법률안 심의 및 공청회는 공개하고 기타 사항은 위원회 의결로 공개할 수 있다.
The DP's call for an independent counsel probe into allegations that state agencies meddled in last year's presidential election has not been definitely agreed to by the parties. On this issue, it is believed that the opinion of the Saenuri Party is accepted.
국가기관 대선 개입 의혹에 대한 특검의 시기와 범위 문제는 계속 논의한다.
Regarding next year's budget, the two sides agreed to reach an agreement on the budget bills for parliamentary passage within this month. The two sides also agreed to install a political reform committee in Parliament to discuss scrapping the party nomination system for candidates running in provincial and local elections.
The Korean Navy has held its first operation at the Eo Island Reef since China unilaterally declared an air defense identification zone, including it, so mobilized an Aegis destroyer at the island.
현재 우리 항공기는 카디지를 통과하고 있습니다.
A maritime patrol aircraft that left Seoul Air Base entered the air defense zones declared by China and Japan within an hour. The plane approached Eo Island Reef, but China or Japan did not show any response. When the aircraft reached the marine science base on the island, the Korean Navy's latest Aegis destroyer, the Yulbok II, showed off its grand posture. The ship has anti-aircraft monitoring capabilities lying within a 1,000-kilometer diameter. The destroyer and the patrol aircraft continued their communications and conducted an operation of surveying suspicious vessels or submarines spotted near Eo Island. The Aegis ship navigated closely around the military base on the island, which is a symbol of Korean jurisdiction over the reef, and carried out a thorough surveillance operation. Should Korea expand its own air defense boundary, the waters surrounding Eo Island will be included in the operational areas and air defense zones of China and Japan. The Navy says the latest operation is to demonstrate Korea's determination to defend its jurisdiction over the island.
The police have opened a special task force to reopen cold cases. Now armed with cutting-edge forensic science, investigators hope to crack cases that would have stumped detectives years ago.
14 years ago, 6-year-old Kim Tae-won died after being doused with sulfuric acid by an unknown assailant in an alley in Daegu. Only 6 months are left until this case's statute of limitations expires. With time running out, the young boy's family is desperate to find the perpetrator.
태아니의 진실을 알고 싶은 겁니다. 애를 고통스럽게 한 결과가 있어야 되잖아요.
The police have set up a special investigative team that reopens such cold cases. All fingerprints from major unsolved cases are up for re-examination. A total of 305 cold cases are to be reopened. Technological advances have made it possible for the police to quickly compare partial prints with the whole fingerprints archived in the resident registration system. Suspects can now be easily identified as lists of similar fingerprints are narrowed down and background checks are performed. Such methods were instrumental in capturing a serial rapist last July, 8 years after the crimes took place.
향상된 지문 감정 등 과학수사 기법을 이용하여 주요 미제 사건의 범인을 끝까지 추적 검거하겠습니다.
Whether it be clues found in saliva retrieved from leftover food or DNA left on a cigarette butt, forensic sciences are playing a vital part in solving cold cases.
A recent OECD study confirms Korean students have attained the highest level of scholastic excellence. However, it also reveals the dissatisfaction and disinterest that belie their achievement.
This private academy teaches math to middle school students. It's common for them to learn the subject 2 years above their grade level, while some have even completed the high school math course.
먼저 배우기 때문에 노하우가 생겨서 더 빨리 풀 수 있고.
Such fast-paced, intense learning environments result in high scholastic achievement levels. Korea placed first in mathematics in the OECD program for international student assessment conducted every 3 years. Korean students scored 554 points, 18 higher than Japan, which came in second place. They also ranked top in the reading and science categories. Furthermore, they came in first in the computer-based math evaluation and digital reading assessment. However, their learning motivation or satisfaction ranked very low. In this year's assessment, Korea placed 58th out of 65 countries in students' satisfaction or interest in math and last in their understanding of why they needed to study it. Educational experts point out that as long as Korea's education system focuses on college admissions, very little can be done to boost student satisfaction or interest in studying.
Imagine this scene. You're on a package tour to Korea. The bus suddenly halts and you're ushered into a mandatory shopping stop. This is the experience of many, and the government is putting a stop to the practice.
This is a foreigners-only duty-free store. Health foods, electronics, and all kinds of daily items are on display. Before long, boxes of goods purchased by Southeast Asian tourists are loaded onto the bus. These shopping ventures have become a regular aspect of packaged tours to Korea as they increase profit for the travel agencies.
매시성 하나 가서 돈이 안 나왔을 경우에는 그럼 나는 벌 게 없잖아요. 그럼 여행사에서 쇼핑몰을 여러 개 집어넣으면 우리도 같이 덕을 보는 거죠.
However, travel agencies will now be banned from enforcing shopping deals or product purchases. Newly drafted regulations by the Fair Trade Commission also prohibit tour guides from randomly suspending a tour schedule and bringing tourists to a store for shopping.
당사자 간 분쟁 예방은 물론 외국인 관광객의 불만 및 피해가 감소하는 등 관광 산업의 건전한 발전에 일조할 것으로 기대합니다.
Shopping-related inconveniences were the #1 complaint of foreign tourists to Korea last year.
With the holidays around the corner, it's charity season. Statistics show individual donations have been on the rise, but corporate donations are slowing down.
At the end of the year, you can easily find these tall structures indicating the amount of donations. This year, the amount exceeded $94 million in just 2 weeks. That's 1/3 of the targeted figure.
시민 여러분들의 사랑과 정성이 우리 주변에 소외된 이웃을 돕습니다.
Salvation Army kettles set up yesterday are also filling up with donations.
우리가 받은 은혜가 크니까 또 덜 받은 분들하고 나눠요.
Private donations by individuals are also sharply on the rise. In 2011, domestic donations amounted to over $10 billion. More than 63% of the amount was donated by individuals. That's up 30% from 2007. Experts say individuals in Korea are donating more these days, becoming more like industrialized countries.
소액에 의존을 했던 그런 형태에서 자산이나 자본에 의존을 하는 그런 형태로 보여주기 때문에 이제 궁극적으로 유산의 기부로 갈 수 있는 그런 이제 길이 되겠죠.
Meanwhile, corporate donations accounted for just 36.5% of the entire amount, rising only 22% from 2007. A recent poll shows that 55% of the respondents think that leaders of society and the rich must set an example to raise public awareness of helping the underprivileged.
The so-called Monodrama is gaining popularity throughout Korea. They're theatrical plays in which one actor plays all the parts. You can find them in the musical variety and even on the big screen.
There's only one actress on stage. Her name is Kim Hae-ja, and she's performing all by herself.
맞아요. 남자가 울면 안 된다는 거.
Kim plays 11 roles in this production, from a 10-year-old girl dying of leukemia to an elderly woman, a doctor, to even the girl's parents. Her high-pitched yet profound voice represents her unrivaled acting skills, which she has accumulated over the past 50 years.
객석에 있는 분이 나 상대역이 될 수도 있고 여기 있는 뭐 조그만 저런 컵이 내 상대역이 될 수도 있고요. 내가 어떻게 걔를 보느냐에 따라서 그게 투영이 되는 거예요.
Thanks to the impressive acting of seasoned actors and actresses, monodramas are captivating the hearts of spectators.
Candied ginger was once considered a great wintertime treat in Korea. The ancestors knew it was a good way to warm up from the inside. Here's a closer look at ginger.
Ginger farmers in Taean, South Chungcheong Province have nearly wrapped up their harvest. Taean accounts for 10% of all ginger production in Korea. The cold ocean wind makes the ginger more fragrant and sturdy in texture. Here's how you can sort out the good ones from the bad.
생강이 우선 색깔이 좀 이렇게 선명하고 굵기도 좀 굵은 게 좋고 또 이와 같이 이렇게 선이 이렇게 선명하잖아요. 이렇게 이런 선이 이렇게 확실하게 살아있는 생강이 좋은 생강이 아닌가.
Fresh ginger is a little too pungent to be eaten raw, so here are some great ginger recipes.
생강차하고 팽강하고 만든 거예요.
Julienne the ginger as thinly as possible and mix it with sugar in equal portions. Fill a glass container 2/3 full because the ginger mixture could bubble over during fermentation. For candied ginger slices, it's important to blanch the thinly sliced ginger in boiling water to remove the bitter taste. Mix in the sugar and stir-fry it all together in a frying pan. It's important to keep stirring the ginger slices over moderate heat until they turn sticky. Lower the heat when sugar crystals form and continue stirring until the ginger slices make a crunchy sound. The candied ginger slices are great as a breath freshener after a meal or as a sweet treat for children.
겨울철 같은 경우에 이제 체피 온도가 떨어지면서 면역력이 약화되기 쉬운데 생강의 이제 매운맛이 좀 열을 발산시켜주고 또 따뜻한 성질이 속을 따뜻하게 해주기 때문에 감기 예방이나 치료에 많이 활용되고 있는 약재고요. 기침, 가래 같은 증상에도 많이 도움이 된다는 연구가 보고되고 있습니다.
Did you know that ginger can also be applied to the skin? Mix thinly sliced ginger and cooking oil in equal proportions in a bowl and keep it warm for 2 days in a rice cooker, with water covering the bottom. When the oil is heated to 60 to 70 degrees, the substances in the ginger seep out into the oil. But make sure the rice cooker is kept open.
뚜껑을 닫으면 습기가 차서 이 물기가 오일 떨어지기 때문에 안 좋아요. 그렇기 때문에 뚜껑을 열어둔 상태로 한 이틀 정도 두시면 생강 오일이 완성이 됩니다.
After 2 days, strain the ginger and you have ginger oil effective for moisturizing and blood circulation. All you need to do then is massage aching body parts with the oil. The simultaneous cooling and warming effect of ginger helps you recover from fatigue as well.
생강은 그 따뜻한 효능으로 기혈 순환을 좋게 하고 한기를 몰아내는 효능이 있기 때문에 관절통, 어깨 결림, 동상 같은 차가워서 생기는 그런 각종 근골격계 질환에 많은 도움이 될 수 있습니다.
You can relax your muscles with a ginger massage on a cold day. Put some sliced ginger in boiling water and let it steep for 15 minutes. Wet a towel with the water and drape it over your aching body part. The effects can be longer lasting if you wrap it up with a plastic bag or plastic wrap. The winter is already here, so use ginger to warm up and look after the health of your family.
Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. We'll see you at the same time tomorrow. Have a great day.